For those of you wondering, I'm still alive. Thank you so much, everyone, for all the kind words and the well wishes. Everyone was just telling me how, definitely take some time off, heal up, and get better. And I am. I mean, my hand's still a little sore, but the stitches are going to be coming out here pretty quick, and everything looks good, so I'm clear to go. That, and I was driving myself crazy by not being able to do anything for the past couple days. It was kind of nice, but it was also not. Unfortunately, in the last episode, if you remember what we did a suppression, I think, vaguely remember, and we also picked up the Plague Doctor. Now, people were warning me the Plague Doctor bounces around a lot. Apparently, it likes the spot where the Scarecrow was, because it moved the Scarecrow down where Murder Llama was. And Murder Llama got moved down to where Haru is, which is great, because Haru can just deal with this thing. I mean, that is a non-issue. I even brought Dia down here to kind of manage, because we also picked up another abnormality. And this one's a lot of feet. I will say that this one is probably some people's favorite and probably some people's least favorite. Holy crap, it's difficult too. Oh, I'm not sure I love this one. I don't know, we'll see. And now I have to just do random days. Everyone was saying, hey, you won't be able to suppress Tifereth. You're not ready yet. And I didn't know what they meant. Some people were actually saying, like, I'm just not powerful enough. And I can appreciate that because, oh boy, the suppressions get nuts. But also I realized that you have to be at day 37 in order to suppress Tifereth. So I'm actually literally not ready yet. I cannot do it. I've been meaning to grind up some days anyway and get a little bit further ahead, get some stronger gear, introduce everyone to brand new abnormalities, which may or may not be the most horrific things ever. I don't know what this thing does, but it kind of sort of gives me the creeps. Anything that has a heart in the middle of it, just like Army in Black, that usually spells trouble, so I can smell the trouble coming from that one. So we'll see how well I can do with it. I think it'll be okay. I refuse to work with the Plague Doctor unless there's a meltdown that causes me to. Because I know as much about this thing as I really want to know, which is it counts down from 12 or counts up to 12, and then something's going to happen. So screw it. I don't need to know any more information about it. But the beautiful thing is the more meltdown or the more suppressions I do, the more it has the less chance it has to melt down. Word's hard. I took a little bit of a break and my head hurts. No, we're good. The Plague Doctor is sitting in a spot where we've already suppressed, which means it won't be melting down. Ever. This entire day. As long as I can get it to sit in one of these upper areas, I don't have to mess with it at all. But I'm just going to do my normal day. I'm going to do some work, see how things go, possibly even with this creepy foot thing. If anyone's going to survive it, it's going to be Haru. So, good luck in there. Very calm. That's good. It's so strong. It requires so much work. Look at all those boxes. They're tiny. I don't even think Army's boxes are that tiny. Well, it's darn close. Yeah, it's probably about the same. This is probably the same strength as Army. I don't like that. Did I happen on another Aleph? They're usually pretty nasty. Oh no. Well, good news, hopefully, is Haru will be able to do whatever they need to with Insight. Insight is a pretty easy one, especially with Haru. That's a -6. That's an Aleph. I don't care what anybody says. That's an Aleph. And we're going to get... Oh, this is actually perfect. People were telling me I was being dumb and not realizing that all of my other suppressions have been working too. So I got plus 26. I'll probably have like 30 something or maybe even 30 even boxes from this. I can learn a little bit about this thing. We know Insight will work. I'm not afraid of Insight. So I'm not going to bother with that. I want to get as many of these managerial guidelines as I can. So I got 4 out of the 6. That's not bad. Agents with temperance level 3 or lower immediately threw themselves into this thing upon encountering the abnormality. Oh no. That means if it escapes too. This thing needs to sit still. When an agent with prudence level 4 or lower completed their work, the Quiplaw counter lowered. So they have to have max level prudence to work with this thing. Seriously, it's just max level of prudence and temperance just to get anywhere near this thing. When more than 60 seconds of work time had taken place, the Quiplaw counter lowered and the agent who was working threw herself in? Well, I'm not sending Haru back in there. We at least learned some information about this thing. Employees with temperance level 2 or prudence level 3 or lower were sucked in as soon as they encountered the escaping abnormality. Okay, so I misspoke earlier, so they don't have to be max necessarily, just to do work with it. How long does it take to do work with this thing? Oh, I don't know. I didn't time it. Well, that thing is definitely going to have a meltdown, which means it's definitely going to eat somebody. Oh, there's some bubbles that popped. As soon as these clerks are done, finishing off the rest of this perfect food, the day's done. Not a big deal. This was pretty easy. I'm not even sure. I'll check on Army, but I want to actually see the last of the perfect food fall. Oh, and it's going to fall instantly. Oh, you guys didn't even make it in time for the party. That was good, though, because that gives us 10% of the energy we need. These days are kind of simple. Not easy, but they're at least straightforward, which is all I can ask for. I am so tempted to send somebody else into this thing. I can't, though. I can't risk it, not unless there's a meltdown. I just can't. But I could technically have all of the energy that we need before this next meltdown hits. If I plan this right and send 4 or 5 people in at the exact same time, I could be done with our energy before I ever have to work with this thing a second time. That might not be a bad idea, just in case. I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to have Haru go in with the Queen of Hatred. When Haru's prepped and ready, I will queue up maybe 3, 4 different people to go into different areas and work with different abnormalities. That way they all hit at the exact same time, so they're all done within the 60 seconds or however long that I need to finish before the meltdown hits. Because if this thing gets out, it's going to be a menace. Whatever this thing is, the heart of many feet, or the feet of many hearts, whatever it's going to be called. We have 8 different jobs queued up. They're all going to hit about the same time. And hopefully they'll all finish about the same time. About 30-something seconds was about the average that I saw. So when this goes, the Queen of Hatred will finish up. That'll give me probably all of the boxes I need right there. But I'm still not done yet. I'm still not gonna... Yep, that's what I thought! The stupid feet of many hearts. Or heart of many feet. I'm not messing with it. I'm not sending anyone in there. I will only ever work with that more than once upon a meltdown. It's gonna have to require me to do it. Now I'm kind of questioning it. Let's count this up a second. So, we're gonna have at least 8 here, 10... 12. It's going to be close. Because I could just send someone in to the ferries just really quick. Chloe will be done in 15 seconds. They'll get there in almost no time. That will for sure give us enough, I think. Unless I've miscalculated this somehow in my head, I think we're done. Yeah, that's what I thought. We're all done. Okay. I was so nervous there for a second, but day's done. All we need is Chloe to finish up, and Chloe will be done in like 8 seconds. So just babysit this down here. Now, nobody else is in. Not that it matters, but I want my boxes. Good. A day's done, and we get to actually see what happens at the end of day 28. Because most of the time, I kind of skip over it, but it's been a while, so we might as well take a look. But what's really cool is we're going to be able to see what our next abnormality is. When the time comes, the train will chug. Nope. People warned me about the plague doctor, and they said, don't get the train. Anytime I see something that says the train will chug down the tracks, I immediately say, screw that. I have that number pretty much memorized. I don't know why I didn't look, but it's 0986, and I will never pick 0986. I should never say never, because I might just pick it just to see what all the hubbub is about, but if I'm being completely serious and I'm not going to reset, then I'm not picking it. The final chapter ends with the phrase, born again. I think... No, that's not, because it would be 02. I was going to say I think that's the Phoenix that we had before. I don't think that is, though. These are all 09s. Is that because they're all items? Maybe 09 means item. This would be the final one, so it should be an item in this area. That makes sense now. That's cool. Those betrayed hearts sank into the depths, slowly forgotten in the ever-lengthening corridors of time. I kind of like the Born Again one. It sounds good. It's probably going to be a nightmare, but it sounds good. Here's one that we've never seen before. Day 29. And I've purposely been waiting for this moment when the game forces me to get here so I can share in this story.
Oh, to work in an experiment with my favorite junior, I feel unstoppable now, like a tiger given wings.
That would be unstoppable. You don't want a tiger being able to pounce from where the sun is. It could sit in your blind spot.
Oh, don't be so humble. You could have gone to any wing you wanted, and yet you chose me. You still chose to come here. Is it because that you trust in me? Just you wait. I'll make sure you won't regret your decision. Look at this. Everyone's subconscious leads straight to death.
What? What?
Everyone is forcibly locking away their own light and potential. And here, this is the treatment I've told you about, the treatment for the soul. Trust me, we've made a worthy first step. People will gather around as soon enough. I sincerely welcome you to this place.
Oh, there was hope. At one time, there was hope. Now I feel bad that this place turned into nothing more than a nightmare. A lot of lobotomy points. Oh, why would you move down into this section? That means you move bathtub up. Where, though? You just swap places with it? Because I don't see anything else moved. Okay. I'm trusting you, Plague Doctor. Oh my god, it's down where the meltdowns can happen. I don't trust it anymore. Now what I need to do, though, is I need to figure out who's going to be doing work with Scarecrow. Could be Katya. It could be Bong Bong. I'll have to use the Mirror of Adjustment to figure out which one. I should probably throw a lower tier one in there just in case. But before I do that, I need to level everyone else up and check my ego list. Because Eden should not be wearing that. Day 2 is officially commenced, and we have a checklist? This is one of those that, oh, it's amount of time. Do they go in and read all of the, like, bad puns and dad jokes? And see how long they can survive before they get themselves? I don't know what makes this one so bad. It's got to be bad. All of the items have basically been bad. They have their uses, but none of them have been like, oh yeah, I love this thing. I'm going to use it all the time. No, none of them are that good. Most of them are just absolutely monstrous, terrifying things. But now it's just rinse and repeat and see how this day goes. Should be pretty easy. Very straightforward. Unless something stupid happens. Remember when I said unless something stupid happens? Well, the plague doctor happened. I don't know who. Who do I send? I guess let's send Bong Bong? Yeah, why not? They're super duper strong right now. They need some attachment. They can be one of the chosen. Oh wait, was Bong Bong didn't have a good day? Yeah, Bong Bong didn't have a good day. That's how you beat the plague doctor. You send in really weak units like Bong Bong. That's actually awesome. I also don't know what to do with this thing. I don't know how long they need to be in there or not be in there. Apparently a long time to figure that out. Maybe I should send someone that's decently strong in case they run up against something difficult. Maybe like Hail, because I don't care as much about Hail. They are one of the blessed ones, but they're not one of my favorites. You know, like Gary or Delaney or Nicole, or which, for all of you who are keeping track with Nicole's max stats now. Nicole is now completely maximum and very terrifying still. Which reminds me, now that they have the emblem, they need to go sit in this hallway. This is Nicole's hallway. They inhabit that hallway. It's really bloody in there. I have not used this enough to know what the heck is going to go on. The shelter from the 27th of March. The next project lore build, I am definitely reading about this thing. Oh, it did something. If a subject enters shelter from the 27th of March while being pursued by a hostile entity, the subject will become undetectable to the pursuer. Ooh, that's a hard counter for red. Well, they'll be safe. It doesn't guarantee that anyone else won't get targeted. I really need... What? Why? That shouldn't have happened. We're just going about our day like normal. Is this shelter doing it? Let's end this. Can you leave? You did. Now, what's not awesome is... you have to deal with Army. I'm missing a third... There it is. Oh, no. No, Katya. I need to suppress Katya, but only with people who do white damage. I didn't have enough to send red after Army, but that's okay. We're doing okay. Oh, no. Let's heal everybody up if I can. Yeah, there goes another one. Good. Awesome. Now, everyone back to your battle stations. Oh, Monk is out. Where did Monk go? There it is. So, I'm thinking Monk... I think Nicole will probably single-handedly be able to deal with it. I have to be careful with Nicole, though, because Nicole single-handedly deals with entire hallways. I don't know if it can turn around and charge. I think it has to go forward, but I'm not tempting fate. We're running away. Okay, it can't turn around. Good to know. That's still terrifying, though, because that will one-shot anyone who's in its way. Oh, Army might come back out. That will suck so much. Gary, hit it hard. Get rid of it really fast. Everyone, just drop it. Thank goodness. Everyone go back home. The rest of the day should be easy. It just kind of sucks that all of that happened before the dawn. That's how crazy this game can get sometimes. Just how quickly things can just turn around on you. You can be doing flawlessly one day, and then the next day, just everything just rampages through the entire facility, clearing out all of the clerks, and setting loose all of your abnormalities who all don't like it when the clerks get the got. Okay, Haru. Only good days. Only positive thoughts, positive vibes. Please. Think happy thoughts. Think heart with many feet. Filtering air, analyzing air quality. I've never really paid attention to all of the different pop-ups that happen while they're doing certain work, but it's kind of cool. Insight seems to be more of like observing this thing. It's definitely an olive. There is no shot it isn't. Now, what else can I learn about this thing? I really hope I get enough boxes. I didn't. I was hoping to finish this off and get one of these, but I'm going to get these, I think. So, managerial guidelines here. While this is outside of its containment, all sounds will be reduced to silence with a low-pitched tone emerging. The pitch will accompany a visually disruptive effect. Oh, boy, it's like all of the suppressions wrapped up in a single abnormality. That's actually what I wanted. God, this game. So while this is outside of its containment, all panicking employees in the facility will be sucked into the center of the abnormality and vanish. That's a 1-2 punch with Army. Every single person is just going to get sucked into this thing the moment Army goes off. Maybe I could drive all the clerks crazy with this thing, and it could just hoover them up. It'll just vacuum all of them up as they go. And then I don't have to deal with them anymore. Something tells me that's not how that's going to work. That the second this thing gets out, it's going to evaporate all of the clerks. And oh my God, I'm glad I didn't do attachment. Huh. And it's only Haru who has such an amazing day with this thing on Insight. Oh, that's good to know. That's why I'm only sending Haru into that mess. Heart of many feet. It's obnoxious is what that is. Oh, good. This melted down and we didn't lose all of our energy. Just enough of it to make me work a little bit harder. Sweat a little bit for it. I can't just coast to the finish line. I'm going to have to earn this one. My best shot is to just fill as many of these spots as possible and kind of run away. That way I don't lose anyone. Because I don't want to lose anyone until the next day. Because I hate to say it, I kind of like the abnormalities we currently have. We're heading in a decent direction. This is going to be, I hope, another set of olive gear eventually. And I'm willing to work for it. I'm willing to put in the hard work it's going to take to get this thing under control. The only way I can do that is if I don't lose all of my agents. Spread out. Let's see what we can do. Oh, that's close. Oh, only good. Yes, good. One more. Oh, thank God. The Queen of Hatred is not going to be a problem right now. Everybody spread out. Oh, no. You're in a bad spot. Let's go this way, Dia. I knew that was going to be a problem for some of us, but I wasn't sure how many of us. Oh, Haru single-handedly brought down all of this? Oh, good. Awesome. We might actually just clear this and call it. Because if you think about it, oh, we only have 10 left. I could just send anyone anywhere. And we could call it a day. Let's actually... Chloe, go ahead. This ought to be good. Who is up here? Oh, Angel is. Oh, they dealt with the single one. That's good, too. Let's actually send Yunhu down here a second. I think... There we go. We have enough. We're done. End that. I don't know who just finished. Oh, okay. It was this one. So the Child of the Galaxy just finished. Everyone else, I think, is fine. If I let this play out, this clerk might die, which would cause Army to go nuts. These clerks are definitely dead. There is no saving them. Even if I brought Hale up there, by the time Hale got there, they're gone. I think I'm ending this here. I mean, right? S tier, 0 deaths. Yes. Oh, that feels good. That was even like a difficult one. That feels so good to get that done. I don't think there's any turning around after this. I might be wrong, but I think this is it.
Ah, in this place, the sunlight is truly warm. Maybe I was a tree in a past life. Think of a former life as the life my soul lived before being born into the current form you see now. Isn't this fun to just think about? My next life. I would want to be a person with a beautiful voice, like the wisest person in the world. Then everyone would pay more attention to what I say. No, maybe that's too much to ask, especially with all the abilities I already have. And what about you? Who or what would you want to become? What kind of thought is that?
I'm assuming they said, I'd like to be the most powerful abnormality, something that can rend the sky at a very whim, crush the earth beneath my feet, and blot out the sun if I so chose. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know.
Look at this here. A medicine extracted from the human subconsciousness. A form made from a formless concept. Isn't it fascinating? You see, this will become a seed of sorts. Since we've discovered an incurable disease, it would only be fair to discover a cure for it, don't you think?
Oh, yes, it would be. It would only be fair if you can discover the cure for the disease that you discovered. That's going to take time, though. Finding the disease is pretty easy. People are dying, you figure out why. Although, that's only easy with modern medicine. There were times when people were, like, dying en masse, like during the plague and such, and people were like, it's magic, or it's a curse. Oh, how times have changed. And what's kind of funny to think about is, in the future, how people are going to look back at us and think, those people were dumb. Like, all of this stuff was happening because of this thing, and it was so easy to find if you just looked. Yeah, but hindsight makes life so much easier. You actually know what you're looking for then. We might have no idea what's causing everything going on around us, but we might one day. That's kind of cool to think about. Seems you're holding up all right. Today wasn't the best day. Incidents happened one after another, and I'm a bit tuckered out from it. It's a good thing that everyone has such clear-cut assigned roles. It makes it easy for them to be faithful to their task with no unnecessary contemplation or distraction. Lady Angela does a very good job at keeping everyone in check in her play. Anytime someone tries to rid themselves of their assigned role, well, she becomes completely merciless. I myself have learned well that I have a predetermined role to play. Whether one likes it or not, they have been cast into it already. Given that, I've made up my mind to simply wait. Wait for what, you may ask? All things must come to an end, so I'll be waiting for her plan to finally come to a close. Lady Angela, I found something strange in the documents. This record shows that the containment unit's lock failure was what allowed the abnormality to escape. Yet to my knowledge, that door was fine for the entire day, nor was there any sign of malfunction. And the one with authority over the locking mechanisms of the containment unit doors is you, Lady Angela. Angela, please tell me, why did you do it? You have to know how many employees under my department died that day.
Such a bright one, Chesed. I knew you would find out, but this is a little quicker than I anticipated.
What do you mean by that?
Thanks to your excellent effort, your department's escape ratio has been very low these days. You're a capable Sephira. I will give you that. I've never said this to anyone, and I don't need to either. But abnormalities create more energy through killing people. You have written several reports and papers about importing machinery to replace the human workforce that must handle dangerous tasks. No? If soulless, cheap machines were to replace those employees, then yes, the casualty rate would drop sharply. However, that would also drastically reduce our rate of energy production. Lobotomy Corporation operates a massive business. Tasks include meeting the energy supply quota, production of electricity for the city, and business relations with our various stakeholders, such as the other wings. We refine energy via the most efficient method available and make a profit. That is the only thing we need to take into account.
That's just... How could you be so cruel?
Chesed, any employee who works here is extremely lucky to be hired into one of the wings. Many people fight for a job here every day. There will always be someone to take the place of the dead. What right do you have to take away their fortune? I understand that you're a smart one, Chesed. However, why won't you use that intelligence for something more meaningful?
What?
It seems you've taken quite a shock to this, but I warned you before, nothing will change from how it is now. Did you think I was joking around denying you? How about you try drinking a warm cup of coffee instead of wasting your time like this? You should savor your relatively high position, better than what the employees go through. Do not forget that we have one singular objective. Oh, and Chesed, I am the best artificial intelligence that this place has. I never clumsily leave trails or evidence behind. So, did you enjoy your little detective game?
Oh. So, Angela totally calculated out that Chesed would eventually stumble on the evidence that Angela planted, knowing full well that Chesed would absolutely despise the fact that people have to die. Chesed feels a lot like I do. Just get more abnormalities. Replace everything with a machine, bury them deep, make sure they'll never get out, and just get more of them. You don't need them to be super efficient, you just need them to do their job. And even now, I'm not sure that replacing people with machines would fix what's going on, because it seems like the whole entire corporation is built on the idea of we need to lose people. And I'm sure there's other issues that will crop up, probably about overpopulation and stuff like that. But still, it just feels so cruel, so mean to be doing something like this. It's extremely heartless, but I guess that's what happens when AI takes over. There is no emotion that goes along with it. Or should I say there's no empathy? Because they're programmed for emotion, if you remember right. Do you know that we don't exactly exist like how we appear? The machines, or just us in general? Because I'm pretty positive you and I are a machine, dancing like a puppet on the end of a string. Now, who's pulling the strings, whether that's Angela or someone else, I don't know, but my guess is probably Angela. And why they're doing this, to what end, and whether or not when we get to the end of this, it will actually come to a close or just start all over, I don't know. That's wild to think about too. I wonder how I look from your point of view. Right now, you look like a really tall, blue-haired person with coffee. I don't know what else to explain to you. You have the eyebrows, the AI eyebrows. It seems to be that's the thing that they keep putting into my brain, is eyebrows look like that. I bet it's something distasteful and incapable. Something I would have hated in the past. No, I don't think so. I think you look fairly capable. Mission for the aftermath. Finish the day within the allotted time limit. Oh boy, these time limits have sucked in the past. I'm sure it's only going to be worse now. Great. Well, we now know what we're going to have to do in the next episode, so thank you so much for watching this one. And remember to take care. And goodbye!